Welcome to Chasing Our Tips, keys to victory for Super Saturday and the Sunday ticket. First up is the Dragons versus the Storm. The Dragons are fresh up from their loss to the second worst defensive team of the competition, then they had the bye. One of my biggest concerns for the Dragons is their cardio. I thought they were gone with 25 to go against the Rabbitohs. Val Holmes might have the yips with his goal kicking, but his football's never been more exciting. It looks like he'll score with every touch of the football. Luciano Leilua and Christian Tuipolotnau are the two Dragons that have really caught my eye. Leilua is revving up on his edge, big and strong, and sucks in defenders and creates opportunities around him. Tuipolotnau is quickly becoming one of the biggest stars in the NRL with his try scoring and his celebrations. The Dragons are $3 for the win, a Val Holmes try get you $3.10, Leilua's $4, and a Christian Tuipolotnau special celebration will get you $2.05. Now for the Storm. They owe their coach and fans a huge game because once Nathan Cleary went off against the Panthers, they stopped playing. Utu Wikimanu has hit top form for the Storm and put a number of the Panthers on their backside with power carries last week. The big adjustment the Storm have to make is to stop the unforced errors and penalties. It's normally a strength in their game. The Storm are $1.40 for the win and an Utu Wikimanu try will get you $6. Up next, we've got the Cowboys versus the Raiders. Jason Taumalolo is a must in the Cowboys starting team every week. He changed the game with power carries the second he got on against the Broncos. And I love the way he never surrenders in tackles and keeps fighting with everything he's got. The Cowboys centers Purdue and Vialier are the Cowboys' best try-scoring weapons. They gave the Broncos all sorts of trouble last week and looked like slicing through the Broncos' defensive line with every touch of the football. The Cowboys are $1.85 for the win. A Jason Taumalolo try is $6.50, Purdue's $2.75, and Vialier's $3. Now for the Raiders. I love the way Xavier Savage played against the Seagulls. He ran with everything he had and refused to be tackled. KO Weeks was in devastating form but now has the yips because he's too shallow in defence and going backwards to the football. The Australian cricket team don't go backwards to catch balls. They start out deeper than they need to be and come into the ball. And that's exactly what KO Weeks needs to do to reverse his form. The Raiders are $1.95 for the win. Xavier Savage is $1.80 and KO Weeks is $2.30. Up next is Game 3 on Super Saturday. The Sharks versus the Bulldogs. The Sharks got off to an awesome start against the Rabbitohs last week. They attacked in numbers in defence and manhandled the Rabbitohs. The Sharks forwards are running hard in numbers, rolling teams backwards down the field and setting up 40-20 opportunities for Braden Trindle after he banged out two of them against the Rabbitohs. If the Sharks are vulnerable anywhere, it's on their right-hand side defence. I think Addin Fonua-Blake is going to rev up and have a huge game because he's in a colossal battle with Payne Haas for the title of the world's best front rower. The Sharks are $1.29 for the win. Braden Trindle try will get you $2.90. And if Addin Fonua-Blake can get over, he'll get $4. Now for the Dogs. Their attack was dreadful against the Eels last week with no shape or organisation. Blake Wilson had a poor start for the Dogs last week, but as soon as he took off his headgear, his game completely changed. He started playing with courage and awesome power carries and put his body on the line of defence. The Dogs, Bronson Xerri's in hot form, continually getting on his opponents outside and burning them. His defence has really levelled up. He made some top-level one-on-one tackles that had to be made against the Eels. The Dogs are $3.60 for the win. A Blake Wilson try will get you $2.40 and a Bronson Xerri try will get you $3.50. Game 1 on the Sunday ticket, the Seagulls versus the Eels. The Seagulls kick and chase game tore the Raiders apart last week and Cherry Evans will have it on point again. Bullymore catches my eye more and more every week and should be in the Seagulls starting side every week. And he's my dark horse to play Origin this year. Okoladi was playing scary football, terrifying his opponents and breaking the line at will. The Seagulls are $1.16 for the win. Cherry Evans is $3 for a try. A Bullymore try is $3.75 and Okoladi will get you $2.25. Now for the Eels. I truly believe the Eels can turn their season around if they start playing with depth in attack. Forget about the flat and fast BS. They need to get back, run hard at the advantage line and run at spaces, not faces, and give their halves something to play at. Jack Williams is still the Eels that's impressing me the most. He top scored with a 7 and chasing hard tips player ratings against the Dogs. The Eels are $5.20 for the win, and a Jack Williams try is $6.50. Up next, Game 2 on the Sunday ticket, the Tigers vs the Warriors. The Tigers wingers Taruva and Skelton have really impressed me. With their power carries, they start every set off and a positive for the Tigers. Tigers front rower Fonua-Blake is really catching my eye. Running into hot form, I love his power and work rate. I still don't think the Tigers are getting their strength and conditioning right. They still seem undersized and weak compared to their opponents. The Tigers are $1.62 for the win. A Taruva to get 2 tries plus, $3.75. Skelton to get 2 tries plus is $4. And if Fonua-Blake can get over, you'll get $7.50. Now for the Warriors. They're the worst offenders for milking penalties in the competition. They might get 1 out of 10 for it, but the other 9 times they get a slow play of the ball and the next ball carrier absolutely smashed. Warriors Leka Halasima really impressed me last week with strong carries and nice offloads. He's definitely one to put in your black book. Warriors centre Ali Lawatua stood up and had the best game of his career against the Roosters and easily took care of the Roosters' gun centres Nanakwana Izawadi and Toa. The Warriors are $2.30 for the win, Leka Halasima is $4.50 and Ali Lawatua is $2.90. That's it for the Super Saturday and the Sunday ticket, and I'll see you all at full time.